So now we're going to hear from Angelina Angelica about special developmental schooling. No, am I right? No, sorry, special developmental schooling. Angelina is a SWAN mum, and to Mariam Valentina Maz, who was recently diagnosed with Kingsmore Syndrome, a rare genetic condition, after 16 years of searching for answers, which I'm sure is going to resonate with many of you. So we're now going to pop on Angelina's presentation, and she'll be here with us for any questions at the end.
My name is Mariam Valentina, known as Maz. It's all about me. This is my mum's first presentation. Please be patient with her. She has never done anything like this before. We want to welcome her, the SWANs family and the greater community for allowing her to do this. And thanks for listening to her presentation. If it's boring as hell, I am sorry. Hope you gain something out of it and something that hits home. In my Maz's words,
thank you for listening. You're good. I love you, Mum. I miss you, Mum. You're the bestest mum in a whole wide.
It's been a challenging and a very slow journey since she was born. Now she's 17. She was born breech, so we had to have an emergency Caesar. She had a large fontanelle and did not reach her milestones when she was supposed to. Appointments after appointments of x-rays, MRIs, operation for her ear tags, and the list goes on. Our world has changed from day one. Adjusting to this new life was a nightmare and demanding, as you can imagine. Perspective of friends and family had also impacted of this change. But one thing she did teach us was patience, love, understanding, and how to love everyone, whatever they are. Seeing the paediatrician, Dr. Gold, at the Royal Children's Hospital, and what he said was devastating and killed me inside. He called her, she is spastic. She will never walk or talk. What is he saying to me? I said. Why is this happening to us? Why is she like this? What did I do wrong? How are we going to cope? What do we do now? Who's going to help me? No one understands what we went through in my world. You know what? She walks, she talks, jumps, runs, and knows 3 languages. Also knows all the songs on the radio. She is just amazing. My biggest support was my husband Sam and my 18-year-old daughter Juliana, that has made Maz what she is today. Extended family grew up with her but didn't really understand her or didn't even have the patience for her. The only one that did was my brother Albert and sister Marie. She would take her out for the weekend so I can have a break. But they passed away on MH17 plane 6 years ago. Both of our parents were amazing help, and my in-laws, but they did what they can while she was growing up, but now they're elderly themselves, they need help, which I attend to. Every year is a whole new ball game. Next year she'll be 18, that's the next phase of her life, which the headache starts again in finding adult placement, attacking a new respite place, and dealing with Centrelink and NDIS funding is always fun for everybody. Why did we choose a SDS for Mariam? It was a hard decision to where Mariam was going to go. So much support with early intervention at childcare, which has helped her so much to be the young lady she is today. I remember the early intervention lady told me about Quebec SDS at Quebec. I remember meeting the principal Moira at the time, and she said Mariam will be suitable to attend this school as she won't cope to going to Ascot Vale Heights School, known before as Ascot Vale Special School, which I was looking towards. I was so devastated that my daughter was classified as a special, and my world just tumbled. She did the IQ test and fell below 50, which was a shock to us. I was in denial. I thought she would be going to a normal school. I wanted her to be normal. I couldn't cope with her going to a special school. The positives of an SDS. The classroom sizes are great. 1:4 ratio, averaging around 6 students per classroom. Each classroom has a specialised teacher with an educational support. There is also additional support from student placements, which a few students attend every term, which is an additional help. SDS also have a music teacher, art teacher and a mental health worker 1 day a week to provide additional help and activities. Small schools is more attention on the students, which Miriam loves. Therapy support for students at SDS. At Maz's school, there is only an OT and a speech. They do limited sessions with Maz as there are 55 students at the school, so needed to get NDIS therapists to work with Maz, which includes psychologists, physios, and additional speech and OT so that Maz can make the most of the resources of NDIS. Parents bond at Coburg SDS. Mass started at Coburg while I was working at Metro casually as my dad was dying, so I had to take care of him. A big step in my life to trust her with the unknown. The principal, Moira, at the time was very welcoming and made us feel part of a greater family than my own. Worked at Super Partners after that for about 2 years before gaining a job at Coburg SDS. Attended heaps of morning teas regularly with yummy food and great company. I connected with other parents which had special needs children or different disabilities. I didn't understand what was going on with Mass. 5 years ago I joined Mary Health, which is a great support for me and my family. 3 years ago I joined SWANs, was the best decision to join, which are both great organisations. After 17 years of genetic testing with Maz, she's been diagnosed with a rare syndrome called Kingsmore Syndrome. Since working at Coburg SDS, I have a special bond with the families and parents at the school as I relate to them. We all share in the same thing, caring for someone, dealing with so much. Later in the year, I became a parent liaison officer, which was perfect for me because I was a mother of a special needs child while working at an SDS school. I realised I wasn't the only one in the big ocean. There were other families like me. Their children had their struggles, and it's special that we are all living with this and feeling supported. I found a lot of organisations that I was connected to. The downsides of an SDS. The ratio of the boys versus girls is so much different to mainstream. There are more boys than girls. There is not a lot of interactions with the friends her own age or similar gender as her, so her social skills have suffered. Another one is high level of socialization compared to a mainstream school. The facilities are old. The program were not appropriate for Maz. The land size is not enough for Maz to expand her skills physically and mentally. When the principals changed 3 times in the last 5 years, also, it was hard as the programs changed, programs cancelled, and the students suffered because of this. Now we have an amazing principal who isn't scared to get his hands dirty and cares about the students. Maz knows when he is coming into the room while her back is to the door even before he enters. The student transport to the school is very daunting for me, as she was so small and being on a bus for a long period of time was worrying, and I didn't want to send her on a bus. But seeing her waving for the bus and asking if the bus was coming to pick her up every morning was music to my ears and tears to my eyes. They were amazing and caring chaperone called Diane, which made the transition so easy and welcoming, which I felt safe for Maz to be on for so long. Student transport is offered to all students at the school. Programs that SDS offer are swimming, sensory, therapy, work education, social and interpersonal development, cooking, hockey, bike riding, community access, home and community living, personal and recreation. Is Maz supported? Maz has been supported even before she had started at Cable Guest Years. She is supported with her programs, her personal hygiene, and her communication skills. The staff are very loving at the SDS school. Thank you, and you all are amazing. Thanks for listening to my presentation, and I hope you gained something out of this. Thanks to Heather at Swans for allowing me to tell Maz's story. I am sure all families will relate to us and have much more challenging and bigger situations to deal with. We are all in this together to support each other. My family here for yours always if you need us. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thanks, Angelina, for your presentation and telling yours and Maz's story. What a wonderful young woman she is.
She is. She's lovely.
Beautiful. Yes, thank you so much. We've just had a morning of beautiful stories about resilient families, resilient women, blossoming children, and the choices made by parents who know their children so well, and now have options that suit the family and the child, and so much advice and wisdom to give others and share with others. Heather, we got any questions?
We don't have any questions. I've just been thinking about Alison's and Angelina's presentations, and I think one of the big advantages that special schools and special developmental schools have is you're with your tribe. So not only will your children find people similar to them, but parents find their tribe at the school gate as well. And I think, it can be isolating, and, especially if your child is the only child with a disability at a mainstream school, sometimes you can feel a little bit left out. Whereas with a special school and a special developmental school, everyone understands what you're going through, because chances are their journey's similar, similar to what, Swan families experience. Our differences bring us together, but there's a understanding that, you're with your tribe. And I think that's, really important. And, that certainly resonates with me from what I hear about special schools and special developmental schools. But you've got a lot of comments saying, thanks for sharing your story. You're a real sweetheart, and they really enjoyed it. So thanks so much, Angelina. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks everyone for listening, and have a good day.
All right. Thanks, Angelina. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.